Anin Bonjour. Greetings, everyone. Here we are for the month of May, newsletter for the Indigenous Education Department, and our focus this month is speaking about water. What a wonderful, what a wonderful topic to be encouraging more learning, more awareness, you know, just more acknowledgement around that gift of water. So I'm very happy about that. We can't be here without water, and just like we can't be here without air, and so I think that's really really important is to just create that awareness to stop and think about how much we need water, how much we sometimes can take it for granted. Every day when we turn on that tap, in our houses, and out comes that water, and so one of the things that I've been doing for years now is when I turn on that tap, first part of my day, when I turn that on, I always give thanks. I speak it out loud even, and I say, Chimigwech, Mother Earth, for this gift of water. Thank you for this water. And I think it's just a good thing to do. It gives that gratitude, it speaks that, and just gives that acknowledgement. And so when we think about that, that statement that water is life, and really take that in, water is life. And it's just one of those things that I love getting to share when I'm in classrooms, speaking. I always connect the students to that knowing. I'll even ask, could we be here without the earth? No. Could we be here without air? No. Could we be here without water? No. They always know those answers, and so it's just good to pause and to take that in. And so, through the Passport to Reconciliation, again, there's guided suggestions for each week, and Josephine Mendamin is one of the people to look to, as one of those real change makers who put herself out there and went above and beyond the taking action. She took action and she walked around the Great Lakes, and over like a 7-year period. And she was the grandmother of starting those water walks that we now know continue on. And she passed away, I think it was 2019. I don't know if it was 2019 or 20, but Josephine is somebody that I just have admired and see as such a role model. And I speak about her in so many teachings in classrooms, and about what she brought forward in her dedication, commitment, to that water. Every step that she took as she walked around those lakes, she said was a prayer for the water. And so there's just good things to think about and learn about. So that's something you can look more into, is the work that she started and that she carried out for so long. And then the other thing that, when I talk about turning on that tap, and having that water coming out and giving thanks, there are so many First Nations, First Nation communities right here in Ontario that have been in third world conditions when it comes to water. So many that have had boil water advisory, no access to clean, safe, and clean running water, and some for 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. And so, those are things that have been in the news over the years, of course. But again, just good things to look at and to think about, and why that is. And like water is a basic right and need for all human beings. And so sometimes it's just important to be able to learn more about that and to realize right here, not just even in Canada, but right here in Ontario, that so many First Nation communities have lived in that way. And so, those are just some thoughts I wanted to put out. And but the biggest one really is just, you know, to just really take in that importance of water in our lives. And I was thinking about, and I'm not sure if I have the percentages right, but I've heard many times, that, and I've read this in terms of the earth, that Earth is made up of, approximately 70% water, and that we as human beings, are made up of 65 to 70% water. Now, please forgive me if I have those numbers inaccurate, but what the message in that is that I think is so amazing is, again, that connection, that interconnectedness between us as human beings and the environment, the land, the earth, and that water. So, my gosh, it's just it's an amazing thing to think about. And but every single day, just like, when we say that Earth Day is in April, and but every day is Earth Day. And when we say Earth Day, that takes in, everything, including water, right? Including water, it takes in life. So every day is Earth Day. Every day is a day to acknowledge the water and its importance. And even as I record this, there's just a little bit of, just a little wee bit of rain, and I thought, how lovely, really, to be speaking about water, in on a day that's just a little bit of that rain coming down. I shared with some classes recently, about the movement of water, the cycles of water, and how we see it in forms of ice. You know how it takes that form of ice as liquid when we see that water, coming out of the taps, in the lakes and waters, like the streams, the rivers, the oceans. And yet, it also goes way up into the atmosphere, up miles and miles, and is in the formation of clouds. It's in the fog and mist, in that rain. And when we, like the making of that thunderer's necklace, that Nimki Nob Kawagan, the rainbow, so water is just, and it's been, when you think about the movement of that water, oh my gosh, I just find the whole thing is exciting, and because it's life-giving. Water is life-giving, right? And so anyway, just some wonderful thoughts to share with you, and to give thanks for that gift of water in our lives, and within us, and to encourage you, in this month of May, to just be mindful of that. Just bring that to mind when you're using the water. Just just let it bring to mind, like, oh, I'm so thankful for this gift of water. And gratitude is so easy for us to just stop and give thanks. So I hope this just inspires you, and I hope it acknowledges, just how important that water is, and how thankful we can be that we have that in our lives. So I just say Chimigwach for listening to this recording, and for all, you know for all of the good work that's going on, each and every day, and just making that connection. So I say Chimigwach. Take care.